Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In the name of Almighty Allah, the entirely merciful and specially merciful. Dear viewers across the planet, I greet you with the greeting of peace, the most beloved greeting to my heart and to the heart of every believer, because it's the same greeting that had been used by our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. May peace be with you. Ameen. Dear viewers, welcome to this program. Welcome to Treasures from the Holy Quran. It's a program it's not enough for you to watch it and to see it and to enjoy your time with it. This is not at all the purpose of this program. The purpose of this program is to give you as many precious treasures as you can. Anything you can take from this program, which mainly is taken from the Holy Quran, is a treasure in itself. It's more valuable than anything else in the world because it may save your life. Save your life. Not from an accident, it can save our lives from torture in hellfire. Therefore, we ask ourselves to be sincere when we receive the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this program, and we ask you to be more focused in order to get deep understanding, hoping that after understanding you can take these treasures and share them with others. And remember, you will not lose anything. Even if you share it with the entire humanity, you are not going to lose anything. On the contrary, you are going to get more rewards from Almighty Allah. The more people are convinced by your talk, the more you are sincere, inshallah, the more you are going to be paid by Almighty Allah. And again, what you paid from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not money. You're paid paradise, the best of the best of the best. Welcome to this program. Today I'm going to cover one verse only in Surah Al-Anfal. Al-Anfal. You are going to cover only two ayat. Ayah number 2 and ayah number 3. The main focus of this verse is to define precisely the people who are characterized with belief. Al-Mu'minun. All of us heard this word, Al-Mu'minun, which literally means believers. Who are they? How do you know them? How at least they know themselves? Is it easy to define yourself as a believer sincerely, and you are 100% sure of that? Let's see the qualities that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala attributed to those believers in this chapter, Surah Al-Anfal, and see whether they apply to you or not. But first of all, at least to know them. How do you know that those people are real believers? Exclusively. So these descriptions are exclusively to the believers. What do they do? What do they believe in? How do they behave in situations? Yes. And you can, by knowing these attributes, you can at least to yourself, you can say, oh, I think this person is a believer. Yeah. There's nothing will be based on your judgment, but at least you know the ayat, the descriptions of those people. At least it would help you to improve yourself. Because there are many things nobody sees in you, in the outer thing. Some of the qualities you can see that by your own naked eye, and you can track this person is a believer or not. But this is not only one quality. There are few qualities. If they combine together, you know that this is a believer. It's a very important topic for our own benefit. Am I a believer or not? Am I a true believer or a 50-50 believer? Who am I? And how can I improve myself? أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. This is ayah number 2 and 3 in Surah Al-Anfal. إنما المؤمنون. I'm reminding you before I continue, the word إنما, whenever you see إنما, it's exclusively. So these qualities are exclusively for the believers. They may not apply to others. If they apply to someone, so he is exclusively a believer. إنما. It's called إنما الحصرية now. So very, very important to know these linguistic features. It helps you a lot in understanding the verse. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. إنما المؤمنون الذين إذا ذكر الله وجلت قلوبهم وإذا تليت عليهم آياته زادتهم إيمانا وعلى ربهم يتوكلون الذين يقيمون الصلاة ومما رزقناهم ينفقون أولئك هم المؤمنون حقا. Literally can be translated as exclusively the believers are the ones when the name Allah, when Allah, the word Allah is recited to them, whenever they hear it, their heart shiver and quiver or fear. وَإِذَا تُلِيَتْ عَلَيْهِمْ آيَاتُهُ, when the verses, when the ayat of Allah are recited to them, زَادَتْهُمْ إِيمَانًا. When they recite the Quran, when they listen to the Quran, when these verses are mentioned in front of them, it increases their belief. In addition to that, وَعَلَى رَبِّهِمْ يَتَوَكَّلُونَ. They rely totally, entirely upon Allah. And they are the ones who always establish the prayer. The 5 daily prayers, they do them consistently, day after day, prayer after prayer. They are consistent in doing the prayer. Once you acquire the word consistent, this is a quality of consistent prayer. And وَمِمَّا رَزَقْنَاهُمْ يُنْفِقُونَ. They always spend from, be careful, pay attention to this. They always pay and spend money from the money that Allah has given them. So it's a very good reminder for all of us that the money that you have in your hand is not your really, this is not your money. It's the money that Allah gave you. And He is observing you and me to see how you are spending it. Are you spending it in the way that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants you to spend? Or are you spending it in useless venues? Here, the ayah ends with this beautiful word, أولئك. Those people with this quality, with these qualities, هم المؤمنون حقا. They are truly the believers. Those are truly the believers. If you have all these qualities in you. So if you don't have, try to achieve them, try to acquire them. And be careful, to each one of them is a different So first of all, here the Quran tells us, whenever the word Allah, whenever the name Allah, wherever any other perfect name of Allah as mentioned among those names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, wajilat qulubuhum. They are very sensitive to the name of Allah. They are very well concentrating on hearing or saying, once this name is mentioned, they are very receptive to it, to the degree that their hearts fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They remember the benefits of remembering Allah, and all the time they are affected by that. Not affected, but when they hear about those nuclear weapons and atomic weapons and the weapons that are sold here and there, rather they are affected very much. They fear, they are afraid whenever the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is mentioned. They know how great Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is and how capable Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is, how powerful He is. They are very conscious to this issue. They don't take the things lightly. They don't come across the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and pass it without being affected. All the time they are affected when the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they shiver, their hearts shiver when the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is mentioned, because they know who is Allah. And whenever the ayat of Allah are mentioned to them, whenever they hear that, or whenever they recite it, when they see somebody else even is reciting them, this is mentioned, this increases their belief. The beauty of more recitation of the Quran, or more listening of the Quran, or more attending the prayer collectively in the mosque, whenever you have an opportunity to listen to the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, this really is the way you can increase your belief. Increasing the belief is not just a matter of just you say that I believe and that's it. No. A sign of it is when you find yourself, Iman is increasing, you're crying, you are touched by the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and you are deeply affected by it. This is a sign that you are increasing your Iman. And another quality is that وَعَلَىٰ رَبِّهِمْ يَتَوَكَّلُونَ. They rely upon their Lord. Find that they rely upon Him. You see that in their words, in their actions, in everything that they do, they rely upon Allah. Rely totally upon Allah. Like this concept of reliance upon Allah has been explained to us by our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam by making this parable, this similitude, by saying that look at the birds, they get up early in the morning with empty stomachs. They go out looking for food, searching, exerting an effort, doing this and this. And by the end of the day, they are quite sure, even before the end of the day comes, they come back with full stomachs. Meaning, who explained the sources of food to them? Who showed them the sources of food? Who taught them about these sources of food? Who taught them which things they eat and which things they don't eat? Who taught them that? Remember, they're not educated, but they know that Allah guides them. They have not degrees from famous universities, yet they are quite sure that once they do their job, once they do their role in looking for the food, they are quite sure by the end of the day they will get full stomachs. This requires from a believer to be of that. I am quite sure that this is going to work, provided that I have to do my duties. I do my duties, yet I understand that these duties are not enough. I have in mind that it is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who makes things happen. I have to have this belief in my heart, but I have to do my work. The two things go hand in hand. By doing this, you are relying upon Allah. You're not relying upon your power. You're not relying entirely upon your skills. No, these are tools and you have to do them. You have to use them. But your main focus is on Allah subhanahu. This will happen because of the will of Allah. It's not because of your power, but you have to use the skills and the powers and the qualities that you have. You have to do your part and you have to do your role. So tawakkul is a very important concept as a sign of believers. A sign of believers who rely upon Allah, but they have to take action. They have to do the job. They cannot sit down and visualize it and imagine things and speculate on things to happen and they happen. No, rather they don't do that. On the contrary, they have to fulfill this and apply this precisely in their life, and in this way they find the Iman is increasing in their heart. We do thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for showing us this guidance in His religion. Without this, we would have never been able to learn this. We learn this from the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that gives us guidance and that directs us to this guidance. وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.